Why? My channel. Dear job seekers, I am precisely in the same position as you in May 2005 when I came to the US. I was not getting any success with resumes. So, I did what I am good at. I am creative and experiments with my resumes and got my first job. The standard resume was not working. No one responded, so I created a different resume, not the traditional chronological listing of education, experiences, skills, etc. And note I have an impaired speech. Also, I had no American experience, education, or reference. But I successfully got a job, and those resume experiments led me to become a resume writer. I developed few innovative resume elements that give success to me and my clients. I will share it, and you will benefit if you use them. I am for unsuccessful job seekers. The video is about 15 minutes, listen to succeed. It's Friday night and the helps job seekers idea hits me and telling this. I'm thinking to myself, great idea, but job seekers had 100 plus applications and no response? What exactly motivates me to tell this? Because after listening, job seekers will stop there, no response cycle forever. I start telling as a resume writer, how I get my clients job interviews. Every job seeker wants a job. You will get your desired job interview despite your 100 plus rejections. You're chock full of job hunt activities. You send hundreds of applications. There's a problem, though. You have no response. The short term looks grim. The long term looks worse. You aren't getting ahead. You're barely getting by. But, what if you could solve the problem? It's possible. You will stop your biggest problem, apply, and no reply. You will listen about resume writing. See what my clients say about my work. You will do your resume with the same tactics I use to get them success. You spend few minutes. You will use it because it will transform your resume to win. No need to do hundreds applications. You are trying to get a job, so now onward, you remember my job getting mantra. Job getting is not a number game, it's a matching game. I will tell you my 3 innovative resume elements no recruiters and hiring managers can ignore, and how you will write an irresistible resume. But before I say those, let me tell you how I got my first job in the US. You will know what you can do with creative input. Resume for my first job in the US, 180 turn to resume. In May 2005, I came to the USA on an immigration visa from India at the age of 55. At this age, people start retirement planning. I have to start afresh and no question of retirement. I was excited about the American dream since my younger days. I came with one handicap, an impaired speech because of cancer surgery. I am an accounting graduate and marketing diploma holder and had the experience of 30 years. I choose Houston, Texas mainly for the support of my childhood friend. Took a house opposite him and started living in the US. Finding work was the only job after I get my social security card because without it no one considers you for employment. Job hunt. I did what was the best practice. Created a monster account and started applying. I consider my no American experience, education, and degree were disadvantages. The major problem was the initial phone screening. Here all recruiters do. I can't communicate on the phone and things didn't go further. I tried to email my speech handicap and seek a personal interview but no one responded. Job fairs. Job fairs were an option and were good for me. I can go and talk to recruiters at least. I usually write if not clear in person and it works. In person, people are very nice. Challenge. My challenge was to overcome my lack of experience and speech handicap. The tool I had was a resume. I have to prove through a resume that I am worth hiring. I can't talk to recruiters as they won't understand my speech. One need time to adjust to it and that too requires patience. No one had time at the fair booth. 180 turn to resume. I was seeking an accounting job. There was a job fair organized by the Houston chapter of the Texas CPA Association. The announcement states, if you have accounting knowledge we have a job for you. I wanted exactly that. Since it was a CPA job fair and all recruiters must be an accountant, I assumed. I thought and focus on how to differentiate myself. The best way to sell is to talk the language your prospects understand. Well, the accountant's language is the balance sheet and profit and loss statements. I thought of a balance sheet as my resume instead of a traditional resume listing chronologically my details like 1, 2, 3, etc. I created Mukesh Shah's balance sheet. There were assets and liabilities columns and I put my account degree, experience, writings as my assets and my speech handicap, medical expenses as liabilities. My equity was learning mind and creative thinking. I did this for the attention of recruiters and initial interest. I was confident if they talk I will prove I am fit for the job. And fortunately, my balance sheet got the attention of all the recruiters I met and I get my first job as a staff accountant at a local CPA firm. Thanks to my 180 turn to resume and made balance sheet my resume. I am not thinking about this much. It is an effort I did to get a job, nothing big deal. But when I did one headline writing course in 2015 and there I mentioned my experience and I got comments from fellow participants. These comments encouraged me to share this here. My intro. I did sell my concepts through letters. In Houston also, I got my first job at a CPA firm by a different approach to resume. I went to a job fair of the CPA Association. Since I had a speech problem and was desperate for a job as I have to start in the US, I created my resume in accounting language. I made the balance sheet as a resume. Balance is education, experience, etc. and liability is impaired speech, medical expenses, etc. It was a success. My resume got the attention of all CPA recruiters and got a job with a CPA firm. Comment from group 1. The idea of the balance sheet resume is a great one. That's AIDA in action, by Kai. 2. I love the balance sheet resume too. Cool, creativity, and demonstration of fitness to the job. Welcome. By Jeff Moore. 3. Now that's creativity, Thar. The balance sheet resume would be the first honest resume building system the world has ever seen. By John Kenworthy. 4. Since I read your post on Saturday, I used your idea in helping out a young programmer. For his, the graphic has 3 parts: input, processor, output. The input is his skills, the processor is him, the output is the people, groups, impacts that he's had. By Rob M. All you need is a job getting a resume. To do that, you better understand resume writing. First. 1. Know to whom you are writing, and 2. For what you are writing. Then remember, you are writing to recruiters and hiring managers and writing to get a job. So, you must understand what recruiters and hiring managers want and look in the resumes. You are applying to get a job, so you know the job scene, the job requirements, and about the company you are applying to. Plus your resume should not be your list. Your resume should talk. You must position yourself. Let me tell you, unless you understand these mindset aspects, you won't create a persuasive resume. I have gone through failures during my job getting and learned the hard way. I am created innovative elements for the resume. You don't have them on your resume, and when you put them, you'll be in the top 1% resume pile. You will get your desired interview in less than 10 resume submissions. I am an attention specialist. You can get a job in weeks, not months. Look, you know recruiters and hiring managers spend seconds on your resume, and if you didn't interest them, you lost the chance of the job. You have to do 3 things. 1. Clear ATS, application tracking software. You will put a headline that passes a 6-second scan test and compels recruiters and hiring managers to read your resume, and that must be your goal. Plus, a headline helps in clearing the ATS because it is job-related keywords. To attract recruiters. To attract recruiters, you will give a functional title to the resume relevant to the job applied, which gets the attention of recruiters even before they read a resume because, when attached in the email, the functional title will be visible in the recruiter's email. Example, Mukesh Shah PPC Ninja Resume.x. You will learn how in a minute listen. 3. Interest hiring managers. To interest hiring managers, you will do 2 things. 1. Put a headline after name and contact detail on the resume telling suitability for the job and questioning the hiring manager. And 2. You will write your career story with a subtitle about me. Now let us learn each element. 1. Resume functional title. You can be on the HR radar even before they read your resume. It's with a resume title and file name, how you save your resume. You will do it with a resume title. You now send your resumes via email. So, the file attached will be shown as per the file name you saved it. It could be many things. I won't cite funny file names but assume you gave your name, as most people do, and your file will be visible in an email. Your name, resume.x. Now think you will give the name as per the title I suggest, and I always give functional names. The file name will be Mukesh Shah PPC Ninja Resume.x for a PPC advertising position. Think about what the recruiter or hiring manager will feel when they see your resume for the first time. What will interest them? Your distinct, unique title or common name resumes? 2. Resume headline. Why headline? You think, what this headline? Who does it on resumes? How it looks? People may laugh. Ridicule. I agree, and it's perception because a standard resume never has headlines. But think beyond the resume and ask what gets attention in any communication, newspaper, or media? The answer is a headline. No dispute. Headline writers are in demand and paid handsomely. Fortunately, I am a trained one. It would be best if you got the attention of recruiters and hiring managers. They will read further with interest. Sure, you will put a headline. 3. Your career story. You will write your story by answering 10 questions. With a career story, you stand out among hundreds of resumes with a summary, objectives, or profiles. Plus, you tell hiring managers how you are a great fit for their hiring. You must answer HR's question, what makes me worth hiring? You say something like accomplished, developed, supervised, coordinated. What wrong with the above? Nothing wrong, but there is a better way to interest hiring manager. You make general statements. 100 others also claim super work done. A career story is your differentiator. Your resume should read like it fulfills the company's potential employee's job requirement. Your career story puts you apart from hundreds others who have a summary, objectives, or profile on their resume. 4. Resume trigger. Trigger is for scanners, and remember, we all are scanned before reading. Hiring managers do it in seconds. Unless you interest them, you lost the chance because your resume won't be read. You will put a trigger at the end of your story to keep the reader's attention, and remember, HR pros always scan a resume before they read when interested. The trigger does the job. Testimonials. Here's what my clients are saying about me. 1. I struggled to land on desired job for a long time. I was not even getting response. The resume prepared by Mukesh helped me finally to land on the field I was looking for. His technique is really simple and effective. I highly recommend his service of resume preparation. DeWalpka Girl, Pega developer at Wells Fargo. LinkedIn recommendation. 2. Mr. Shah was able to help me focus on what counted in my old and dated presentation. He reduced 5 pages to 2 pages, and I am pleased. Although I did fine-tune it, his essential skills in tightening the text are excellent. I really appreciate the work he did for me. LinkedIn recommendation, October 19, 2020. Millie Esprit, adjunct professor of English. 3. Highly recommend Mukesh's resume services. He does an excellent job of highlighting your strong points and creating attention-grabbing headlines that grabs the attention of recruiters and hiring managers. LinkedIn recommendation, Sept 10, 2020. Eric Tello, Delivery Operation Area Manager, Amazon. 4. I was amazed by your work, Mukesh. The way how you started and what you went through was not easy at all. Lift your head up. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. I get a great resume. When I read it, my first impression was, OMG, I did not know that I am so good. I love the story, the effort that you put in, the way that you represented me in my story. I highly recommend your service because of the unique way that you represent a person and very professional and dedicate to the job. LinkedIn recommendation, February 11, 2020. Lydia Bracalo, Naval Architect. Let me tell that. I am for unsuccessful job seekers. With zero experience, little experience, or 10+ years of experience, you will succeed. When you are not getting responses with your standard resume, you have to change it. Think about what results you get from your current resume with a summary, objectives, or profile usually have on the resume. You must change it with your career story, and hiring managers will notice you among hundreds of resumes with the summary, objectives, and profiles. Listen to my videos. I have many helpful tip videos explaining job seekers' resume questions. Better get my book, How to Write a Resume, to equip yourself to write an irresistible resume. You will amaze to learn how unprepared you are for a winning resume. Then you will write resume yourself. See what you will do. Write and create with How to Write a Resume book. 1. Take position. 2. Job scene. 3. Stand out before your resume is read. 4. Apply wisely. 5. What hiring managers wants. 6. Career master file. 7. Job requirement matching sheet. 8. Resume format. 9. Your functional title. 10. Write resume headline. 11. Your career story. 12. Your experience. 13. Your education and skills. 14. Finalizing resume to send. 1 to 7 are your preparation before you begin writing a resume, and 8 to 14 helps you create your resume. You equip yourself to write an irresistible resume no recruiters and hiring managers can ignore even if you have 100 rejections. You can get it on Amazon. The link is in the description. Get your copy. It's a good resume resource to keep handy. And if you want your resume done, email me at mukesh@jobgettingresume.com. The email is mukesh@jobgettingresume.com. Yes, pros do hire us. Thank you for listening, and wish you all the best for your next level job.